And I'm late. I'm late. I try to never be late, but I guess I'm late. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Wanted to go live today, check in on y'all. Got a few things to talk about. It's been a while. It's been a while. Let's see who we got here today. David Edwards in the house first. Thanks for coming in, David Edwards. Hollywood Trucking, the trucking master, is at it again. Let me know when he gets here. I'd like to meet him. Gary Bates, comment bombing me. Oh no, I'm picking up at a military base. Be careful. It's a good way to get arrested. Grade 8 transportation in the house. Good morning. Afternoon, DIY. Good afternoon to you. Jerome Jones in the house. Saw you, Jerome Jones and Cheap Freight Hauler in the e-carrier check live stream a little bit earlier. Good to see you guys participating over there and hanging out with those guys. Those guys are they're the type of guys that can make a difference. So we definitely want to push some more people over there. It's good information. And the people that they have on, the people that they bring to their show are spot on. They're valuable. Samantha Jones, you can check her out. Nick Klingensmith, I've had him on my show from over there. Incidentally, his new book just came out on sales. So check my, I think yesterday, I put that community post up yesterday. Put a post up about that. Check out his new book. It's free as a Kindle download. So, if you don't want to pay for it and get a great book on sales and stuff like that, go to Amazon. Just go click on my link from the community post there. That'll take you over there. You can get the Kindle download for free, or the paperback I think is like $18. I ordered the paperback because I like to. I looking at I look at a screen enough all day. Just want to read a book. You know what I'm saying? And incidentally, I just did in this time I've been away. I employed Nick to do some training with me to help me hone my sales skills a little bit. And we sat down and we wrote some scripts for cold calling, for emails, for once you get through to the person. We did a good bit of work on sales here, and I've been employing a little bit of it. I haven't dove deep into it yet. I've had a lot of other things been busy with here yet, but it's been uh it's been great. It's the little things make a difference. I am gonna say that, and I'll just this is gonna sound something small and nitpicky to you, but I'm gonna tell you one thing that I stopped doing, or one thing that I changed. We had a discussion about this one thing that went on for probably, I don't know, 20 minutes, but it just goes to show that the little things make a difference. I stopped when you call somebody, say, "Hey, how you doing? How you doing?" Well, who gives a shit, right? Nobody cares. We don't care. Stop saying, "How are you doing?" and start saying, "Hey, thanks for taking my call. Here's why I'm calling." It changes the dynamic right there, right? They know you don't care how they're doing. You don't care how they're doing. It wastes a bunch of time. It makes an awkward situation for them to come back with an answer. We say, "Thanks for taking my call," and then you get right into why you're calling. Just a small sample of something we talked about, and then it just a whole lot of other things that come with it. So yeah, that's why. And no using words like my friend, boss, buddy. It's sir or ma'am. Uh, those things can be taken as a condescending um, term, as weird as it may sound. So it's all in the little details, but it's effective. So been working on that. Got a long ways to go. Anyway, yeah, Nick Klingensmith, check him out. If you need a little help, hit him up. He real reasonable, and he can most likely help you out with whatever you need helped out with. Where did I leave off here? Jerome Jones, Gary Bates, with both feet. The Fuel Locks headquarters, right on. Good day. Yeah, I'm obviously not there now. I stopped in. I've been on the road for, well, I got home last week, but before that, I was on the road for like 3.5 weeks. I had uh, some drivers off. One of them got married and then went on a honeymoon, and another one was in the wedding and had to move. And two of the other ones were due for home time. So I went out on the road to service customer, and it was a good away time. And while I was out there, I was out in Jersey, so I stopped in. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna randomly stop in and see what happens. So I stopped into the Fuel Ox headquarters there to say hi, but they were all out with customers. So the receptionist was there. Oh, doggone it! Disrespectful of me to forget her name. Let me pull that up here. Super nice, super nice. And then I met the guys that do the packaging and fill the orders. All really nice people. I'll be honest, caught one of them taking a nap. You know, but let's see. Dawn. I met Dawn. Super nice. Give me a couple T-shirts and a hat and a new sample of a new product. So that was pretty cool. Was looking forward to putting. We never met before, so I was gonna see if we could all go out to dinner or something. But I'll stop back again. Not a lot of room in the parking lot. I will say that. She's a little tight, but we got her in there. Um, where to leave off here? Gary Bates, help me achieve our goals. What are our goals? I have goals, Gary. You have goals, but I don't know what our goals are. Justin Axford in the house. What's up, everybody? Hope all is well. It's as well as it can be. Uh, since Pramal says Fuel Ox has a salty aftertaste. You sure that's Fuel Ox or the driver park next to you? Stanza Transport in the house says yeehaw. How you doing, buddy? Cheap Freight Hauler says my clock must be fast because I know DIY isn't late. I try not to be late, but I was texting. I'll be honest with you, wasn't paying attention. Could have had a rear end accident. I was texting. Paul Harrison House, how you doing, buddy? I try to be serious when on e-carrier check. Freight hauler says, I try to be too, but you know, we like to slide some jokes in there for them. They appreciate it and breaks things up a little bit. Breaks things up. If you haven't checked out their channel, check out the e-carrier check channel. They have a good service. Their ecarriercheck.com that they're doing over there, and we've been talking, and I threw some ideas at them. I'll talk about those in a little bit here. Um, Paul Harris says, I look at screen and I go blank. I like the paper pages. Me too. And I'm tired of things disappearing. Yesterday I was doing my IFTA. I was 2 states away from finishing it and it just disappeared on the computer. And I'm like, damn it. Now I got to start over. Um, had some other technical failures here lately. Had some problems with that Microsoft crash thing that went, you heard about that probably on the news where airlines and stuff were down. Well, it affected some of my stuff and Speedway truck stop chain. They got affected by it badly, and I've been without my Speedway pricing file here for a few days. I lost all of them for a few days. I didn't send them out, but then yesterday I didn't get the Speedway one, so got to restore everything there and get everything reset. I tell you what, this is just uh, nothing's by accident. It's all intentional. All intentional. Cheap Freight Hauler says, "How much are the scripts?" I don't so here, just full disclosure. I went to him and said, "Hey, here's what I want you to do for me. Uh, what'll it cost?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know. Think about what you want." And then we talked about it, and he's like, "Well, make me an offer." And I threw him an offer, and he's like, "Yeah." Well, what I said was, "How far will X number of dollars take me?" He's like, I think we can get that done for that amount," and it wasn't much, you know. Um, and then when it was all over, I was very pleased with what he did for me. I think he went above and beyond, so I threw him a tip, threw him a 50% tip. Well worth it, well worth it. We still talk. I think we're gonna be friends. Um, but I need that kind of help. That's for the sales scripts. Buck Brown, hey buddy, I haven't forgotten to send out your prize from the Wheelburner shaving drive. Once I get back home, I will definitely ship it to you. Yeah, no problem. We'll get it. We'll get her. I didn't get any of the emails from anybody that want any of my stuff, so I assume they don't want it. That's okay. If they ever send me their addresses, I'll get it out to them. Um, Gary Bates is musical like a songbird this morning. Okay, JD Jeff in the house is engaging. Thank you. Chief Freight Hauler says, "Oh, that's why the dispatch services always say, 'Thanks for connecting with me today.'" Yeah, did they really say it like that though? Uh, I got about 3 of those so far this morning. I had one call yesterday, and we had a little. I had one of the drivers here, and we were sitting here. We had a little bit of fun with him. Sometimes you got to do that. I had him convinced I had a. He was looking for a 26-foot box truck. I said, "Well, I got a 27-foot uh, arch truck." I said, "It's like a box truck. It's square on the ends, but in the middle, the the floor and the ceiling kind of arch like that." I said, "That's so you can keep your product separated in the trailer." "Oh, okay, perfect, perfect," he says. And then what else did I have? I think I had a 54-foot Conestoga reefer. Um, he said he could load that. He asked how much money I needed each week. I told him I need a minimum of 8,500, and I don't haul for less than $4 a mile. He said, "Perfect, perfect." He was gonna hook me up, but then he put me on hold. And then I told him I don't tolerate such things, and we didn't speak anymore after that. Good times. Gary Bates says, "Say, yo, I'm a thug, and you're lucky to speak with me." Oh, I'll try that. I'll try that. The animal in the house says, "Am I teachable?" Well, turns out you can teach old dogs new tricks. I taught my dog. He was 13 years old. She's going deaf, so she's an amazing dog, but she's losing her hearing. So we've been teaching her sign language, and she doesn't she doesn't hear when you say you want. You used to say you want to go for a walk or you want to go for a ride. She get all excited. Now we got to say, we do this with our hands. We're gonna go for a walk or want to go for a drive. And then she gets it. She's learning that. So turns out you can teach an old dog new tricks. I realize you may be pushing 90 years old, animal, but I think we could teach you a thing or two. No fear trucking in the house. Hey everyone, thanks for coming in, buddy. Link to Nick's channel. Okay, go ahead and hmm. I don't want to upset my stream here by clicking off it. Somebody else can throw the link up for eCarrier Checks channel. That's Nate and Jared. Chief Ray Holler says, "I got to order those new Carrier 9700 X7 refrigerated tarps. They're insulated. They're going to be heavy. I'm going to be honest with you." The Track Podcast. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Sense for Miles says, "Can fuel ox be used as a deodorizer? That some bitch is still wild." Oh, somebody put raw shrimp in their cooler, in the cooler or the refrigerator, and the refrigerator quit. Now the whole truck smells like rotten shrimp. We got some of that. Did that poof? You guys seen that poof deodorizer on TV where the guy sprays it in his mouth? We used some of that in there. Did that work? Cents per mile? I'm guessing not. If it's still smelly in there. Chief Freight Hauler says, "I bet she still hears the beef jerky bag open." Surprisingly, things like this, yes, she can still hear. Um, hmm. Oh, I got a couple cool things. One of them came today. Jersey Trucker, the man himself, sent me some fancy homemade pens. Check this out. This one says, these two say that here, they're all frilly and cool. They say Mrs. DIY sent my son. These are for my wife. Thank you, Jersey Trucker. Just got these in the mail today. And then these two here are, they say Mr. DIY Semi. You guys see that? I'm just questioning why mine's the rainbow color, Vic. Can you answer that one for me? What are you trying to say a certain kind of thing about me? Thanks, buddy. That's pretty cool. He said he went out of the country and they were making these, and he had them make them for me. So possibly illegally smuggled across the border. I appreciate you taking the chance of ending up in a Turkish prison just for me. Appreciate that. Sense for Mouse says it took some of the nasty edge off, but it still smells like Cajun stripper pole at 3 a.m. Oh, oh, that's bad. That's bad. Oh, check out! I got to show you, sing in the background here, what somebody else sent me. So I made a friend through YouTube who moves cars for a living, and he needed something moved special, and I sent him a referral, and he sent me this box here. It says Italy on it, so it's one of those. It's empty. Took the food and stuff out of it. Check that out. It's got this fancy straw in there. But what it is it was a box of all Italian kind of snacks and coffees and cookies, baguettes, an espresso maker. You make your own espresso. Thank you, Ben, for that. This box is fancy. I might have to keep this box for a Christmas present. I'll buy my wife some cheap shit for Christmas and put it in a fancy box. She'll love that. Or could get me out of a bind in an anniversary that I forgot. Let's put this here so it's a good background. It's a good background. Dan's Hotshot Adventures in the house says, got my CDL. I'm looking to buy my first truck, eyeing a 2018 Cascadia with an X15 and 10-speed Eaton, 483,000 miles. How much, Dan? How much? That truck should be about a 2018. Well, if it was a 2020 with 483,000 miles, I'd expect to pay between 40 and 45,000. 2018, the lower end of that, possibly in the 30s. Um, let's see what it's listed for. No fear trucking. How do you know a pole smells like? Cents per mile is very familiar with the smell of all different kinds of poles. He's told me that time and time again. Did someone say Turkish prison? Here I am. Ah, Tolga. Gotcha. What's up, Tolga? Cheap Rate Hauler says, or when approves a trailer purchase, but you come home with 3. Yeah. Not going to say that hasn't happened. I came home with 2 once. I haven't come home with 3 yet, but it's all good. Because it was back during COVID and I flipped one of them for a little profit. No, I did come home with 3 one time. I almost came home with 5. The second set of trailers I bought, I went to look at one and I came home with 3, and I almost came home with 5, but the other 2 were Vanguards and they were junk. So I came home with 3 utilities. But they were price was right on them babies. Tell you what, I felt like Bob Barker came out. Uh, Doing excellent, Adam. I appreciate it. How about you? Well, we okay. We're okay. Got been doing a lousy job at YouTube lately. I was out on the road for 3 weeks, and one of the last few days I was driving down the road and I heard a pop. I'm like, oh, that can't be good. And then it got real loud. I'm like, oh, I just blew out my brand new Pittsburgh Power muffler, but I didn't. I blew out the exhaust elbow underneath it that then goes under the cab. And I went in the Freightliner and I said, hey, bro, how much for this elbow? I just bought one like I replaced that thing like 4 years ago and it was $140. And he says, oh, only $540. I'm like, you are out of your ever loving mind for a 5-inch exhaust elbow, $540. Screw that. So I'm like, well, I'll check her on. Everybody was $100 cheaper. So I went online. I could get on Amazon for 125 or something like that, but it was chrome. I wanted the anodized one. So I want to find it parts, and they had 2 of them. One was 153. That one was chrome, and then the one I got, the anodized one, was 163, I think. So I paid $163 on finditparts.com for something that would have cost me 540 from Freightliner. Uh, yeah, you tell me they need to mark it up 400 or $380 profit. That's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane, and I don't feel sorry for them. I hope they do struggle because they're out of line. So, and if you need something, check out finditparts.com. Use my promo code DIY Semi 20. They raised the discount to $25 for every purchase over 200 instead of $20, and they brought back the free shipping over $200 too. So you guys check that out. I don't get free parts for that. What I get is the same discount you guys get. So that's how that works. I'm happy to get discounted prices on parts, for whatever. Let's see here. Buck Brown, Dan's Hotshot Adventures also has an APU. Awesome, awesome. Where do the 2 small wires connect to on the tri-pack alternator? Hi, I'm Steve. Well, on the alternator, I'm confused. On the alternator end, what are we? Um, I'll tell you what, email me and I'll go look on mine to see what you're talking about, and I'll tell you. How kind of price is that though? What was that? Dubai style gold plated or something? Wait a minute. No, it's just your standard 5-inch exhaust elbow with the little mounting bolt coming out the end. Oh, Dan says from rider sales 39,995, 46K if I get the premium 2000 and 2 p.m. So it's which version of the premium 2000 warranty is that? Are they discounting it for you? That's a good it's a good warranty and 2 p.m. So 2 p.m.s is included in that price. So what are they getting for a PM at the dealer nowadays? Around 550 something like that. So call that $1,000. That brings you to 41. So the warranty's if that's the 2-year premium 2000. That might not be a bad package deal. That might not be bad at all. I was looking at the Walmart trucks at different dealers the other day, and the Cascadias with upper 400,000s are 40 to 46. So some idiot told me, oh, I take not an idiot. I take that back. A guy told me, he's like, yeah, I was on Facebook and I had this ad pop up for Walmart trucks, in the 400,000s for less than 20 grand. I'm like, nah, that don't sound right. That don't sound right at all. So I went looking. I'm like, if that's the case, I'm gonna buy 5 of them. That's a deal. But I couldn't find that deal anywhere. It's probably an auction maybe, and they're starting the price at that. I don't know. If anybody knows that that's true, send me the link. Buck Brown says I went to a bar one night and came home with a female. Unfortunately, she had a pew pew and a badge. Ooh. Hopefully, there was no money exchanged. Hopefully, that's all right. Hopefully, she had some handcuffs with her too. Come on. Cheap Freight Hauler, do you replace rusty trailer air tanks as preventive maintenance or wait for leaks? Well, I've I've been waiting for leaks, but we're not going to do that anymore because you look at them and it's like, yeah, that thing's going to go anytime. So we am trying to do it preemptively. But what I have started doing, like I like Amsoil products. Like 2 years ago, ordered a whole case of this metal protector, and that's exactly what it for: prevent rust. So anytime I replace something metal at air tank, I just did on the truck. Spray the whole damn thing when you're done with while it's clean with that metal protector. And I did the last air tank on the trailer like that. It does help. It's a good product. In fact, I'm gonna do a video. It'll be a long term. I'm gonna buy two identical things. I was thinking like a hammer. Hammer might be good, and just set them outside in the weather in the rain on something for like 6 months. But before I do that, spray one with Amsoil metal protector and just let the other one be, all natural. And then in 6 months, come back and see what they look like. Or maybe do one in Amsoil metal protector, and then people like fluid film. Do one in fluid film, and then just one leave it bare, and just to see what kind of did the best. That stuff is it's a when you first spray it, it's a little sticky like cosmoline. You gotta let it dry. So, but I like that product. It's done. It's a pretty good product. Oh, well, there you go. Tolga doing some advertising for me. Buying parts online, visit finditparts.com. Use code DIY semi 2020. Get $25 off any order over 200 and no hassle returns. They have OEM as well as aftermarket parts. And they brought back free shipping over $200. There you go. Thank you, sir. Cheap Freight Hauler says noticing some rust flaking off my air tank. Yeah, that ugh, stuff they spray the road with the magnesium chloride is way worse than road salt, man. And it's liquid, and that when it dries, it makes that dust and it gets up into everything. That stuff is just nasty. So yeah, anything you can do. Um, Excellent. I seen some 579 Ultra Lofts in the 30s. I think they were 2020s miles in the 500s. Ooh, that's a good price. Trucks are cheap. I got Yeah, I got my eye on some. I don't know. Trailers are finally coming down. I notice. Looking at reefer trailers, they took a while to get reasonable, but now they've come down, which is great if you're buying. But if you got a couple you're trying to trade in or sell, you're on the short end of that stick. But that's just how it works. I got two that I'd like to upgrade, just because of age. We have a contract where it's high dollar frozen stuff, and they want 10 years or newer. I got a 2014. That's a good trail. It's a good trail. I've been using it for my trailer just to spare, and then a 2016 that I'd like to upgrade. But I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm not taking that bad of a what they want me to take that bad of a beating on trading them in. So I'll just keep them or whatever. Maybe try to sell them and then buy what I need. I don't know. I really don't want to buy much right now. A little bit, maybe. JVC says stay away from Cascadias reaching for 500K. You're going to be spending money on them around those miles. I mean, what truck aren't you? Really? I've just become accustomed to, you have trucks, trucks break, fix trucks, drive trucks. Trucks break more, fix trucks. When truck breaks more than you want it to, get rid of said truck, get different truck. you know, it's just become a like a mechanical, like a just a thing. It's how you do it. That's the tool you need to do the job, so you do it. I'm not pretending like money is no object. It certainly is. I bought just last week $10,000 worth of tires. I ordered some for inventory here. I found some. The pumps dealer had. I said, "What's a cheaper trailer tire you got?" And he's like, "Well, we got these hand cooked TL 21s." And I checked my national account price, and checked his price, and he was like $20 cheaper than my national account. He's like, "Yeah, we have these all the time on blowout." He says, "Hankook offers us incentives to blow them out and to go through a volume of them." Like, well, bring me 16 of them. So Tuesday I got 16 of those, and then the week before that I put eight trailer tires on one trailer, and then a bunch of other miscellaneous. So yeah, that happened. And then I'll probably get some steers too. Georgia Patriot in the house. Howdy to my fellow transportation moguls. Mm, muggle, mogul. Are you a muggle? Are you mudblood? Is that a Harry Potter thing? Cheap freight hauler says trailers are getting cheaper. That's for sure. That's for sure. Now, man, um, I'm in a position where I could buy a fair bit of stuff. I'm just hesitant. I just don't. It just doesn't feel right. But I know that now's the time. Should you know be well positioned if things turn around and take off. I have a lot of conflict about that right now. But it's the time I should be buying some stuff. Um, Chief Railer says I know a guy that just bought a 2022 Etro van for 17K. Woo! It's a good price. Doesn't look like a well built trailer, but it works for him. Yeah, I'm not. I've seen those Atros online. I've never seen one in person yet. I'm not a fan of the Vanguard. I'll tell you that. Um, Pulled a fair share of Vanguard dry vans years ago, and just not a fan. Talk about cheaply built, and after a short period of time, them doors start to bow, and then they don't close right and they leak. Just every single one of them ever pulled, the doors leak like crazy. When you got rolls of paper on, that's not a good thing. JVC says I bought two to 3 or 23 months ago, and just had to already change one box, sir, box on one, and the other one spent 8K on it in less than 3 months. Yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen. Lance Calhoun says, "Do you consider rolling resistance in tires?" I do, but I try to kind of look at the whole picture. Just for instance, like the drive tires, I like on my trucks, and the drivers have turned out to be kind of liking them too. Obviously, Michelin's excellent rolling resistance, right? Um, Bridgestone's got a great rolling resistance on their tires. I've looked at the numbers on them, and there's a Yokohama, there's a TY TY or RY 517s that are just a couple points higher than the Michelin's. I mean, just a couple. The last time I looked, I don't know what the. I think Michelin just came out with some new numbers on some stuff, but the ones I was comparing were like 2 points higher on rolling resistance. But the tire was like I was getting them for 349 a piece, and the Michelin on the national account was like five something. I'm like, do the math over time. It's almost even money. Over a couple years, and I've gotten good wear out of these. So you know that all kinds of plays. If you're talking a 10-point difference in rolling resistance, well then probably spend a little bit more money. But when the same with the steer tires, the Yoko 101 ZL has a really good rolling resistance. Now I see Michelin just came out with yet another upgrade to their X line steers. So I don't know what the new number is on that, but you know, 2 3 years ago they were within. I think they were within 1 point of the Michelin, and they were I could get a set of them mounted for $820 versus the Michelin's were like a little over 1,000, maybe pushing 1,100. So yeah, I do consider it. I do. Um, but yet at the same time, it's hard sometimes. When I was buying tires for one truck and one trailer, uh, you know, it's it's not as bad. But when you're starting to buy tires, 20 at a time, those numbers get huge, and it's just sometimes money's tight, and it's a hard pill to swallow. So you sometimes just sacrifice a little bit because you got to have tires, and if money's tight, you still got to have those tires. So you know it's kind of changed a little bit for me in that respect. I don't know if that makes any sense. Cents per mile says if you're buying stuff, I got a fridge I'll sell you. Oh, does it come with a fancy green peat cabinet wrapped around it? Had my first Peterbilt long hood in the yard the other day. Cents per mile stopped in, and we put some batteries in his truck. For some reason I get a great price on batteries, and he needed batteries, was in the area, so we stopped in, and I got to see his big green Peter. Pulled it out right in my yard. It's weird. It was awkward, but you know, whatever. Sterling Will says checking in from Urington, Nevada, 2 hours from Dunn. Good morning, DIY. Good morning, Sterling. Hope you got a puppy dog with you. Needs he turn it into a good truck dog? Roger Berry in the house is checking in from Shelbyville, Kentucky. A good day. Good day to you. Shelbyville, Kentucky. What is in Shelbyville? Is that a. I know. No, I'm thinking of Shepherdsville. Never mind. Thinking of Shepherdsville. Lance Calhoun got to consider how long the tire lasts. Also, my Bridgestone 713 drive lasts 400K with good rolling resistance. Yes. Yeah. I come out pretty close on all of them. I tell you, the tire that lasted the longest was the Bridgestone 726 EL. But that rolling resistance is was bad. So then you got to think, oh, bad rolling resistance for a longer period of time. That's money right there too. So yeah, it's all you take all those things into effect, and then you also got to look at your financial situation, because never fail. I'll put 10 tires on something, truck and trailer, and then think you're good for a while, and then you need 10 more next week, and pretty soon it's just like, damn, that's you're talking real money, talking real money. Cheap Freight Hauler says, "Dang, is there a tire program for a solo operator? I just paid 1,600 for two Yoko steers. Oh my goodness, we could have got you four for that, Cheap Freight Hauler. Yes, there is. Hit me up. I got two of them for you, and well, I can get. Hold on, I'll give you the price on them right now. What's that chick's name? What the heck is her name? She emailed me my price list. Oh, her name is Denise. That's what it is. Right there's her email. Let me pull up my price list. I'm not gonna give you the name because it's confidential. Well, not confidential, but I don't know if I'm supposed to do that, so I'm not gonna do that. All right, Yokohama. I'm gonna assume low pro 22 fives on you. 101 ZLs. These are 16 ply. You're talking 417.11. The 14. No, I take that back. Stop. I'm stupid. 295.75.20. Wow, there used to only be like $3 difference between the 16 and the 14 ply. Now there's $60 difference on this one. This is one of the two programs I'll use. So that the 14 ply is 417.11. The 16 ply 477.19. So that's the Yokohama 101 ZLs. Now they also have the 617 steers, which I used to use before they came out with the 101 ZLs. 14 ply 456, 16 ply 460. Um, and then those drives I was telling you about, the 57 14 ply 456 66, 16 ply 460 77. And then if you're into the super singles, they have the super single drive for, where we at here? 780.27. No, I take that back. That's the trailer tire. That's the super single trailer tire. Let's see. They gave me some prices on Goodyear, Yokohama, Continental, Michelin. Let's see here. Okay, here's a good illustration. That Michelin X Line Energy drive tire in a 16 ply, you're looking at 619.65 versus, what did I say for the Yoko? Let me find it here. 456.66. So 150, $170 per tire difference right there. The Yoko trailer tire 422.95. And then the Michelin, let's pick okay, the Michelin steer. Where's the Michelin steer? Come on. Come on, baby. Where you at? Oh, she didn't have a Michelin steer on here. They have them, but she didn't put them on my quote here. I asked for some different options. Michelin X Line Energy trailer 535. So yeah, and then you get a General for 445, a Cooper for 385. So I did pretty good getting those hand cooks from Palms for 358. It'd be cheaper than anything on this price list. And then this is just one of the two that I use. This is probably the one of the two that I use least often. I usually use the other tire program more often. So anyway, if that gives you any perspective, cheap freight hauler, hit me up and I'll give you that. Yes, it's for anybody, solo owner operators or fleets, whatever. Sterling says Harold is a better. Oh, I think I called him Howard yesterday, didn't I? My bad. No insult. My dog sent a super chat to your dog for some beef jerky. Harold is a better trucker than most. Okay, he must be able to hold it. Can he pee in a bottle yet? Teach Harold to pee in a bottle. Roger Berry says outside of Louisville, about 20 miles on the way to Lexington. Grabbed a load for Concord, North Carolina on Monday. Cool. LA Product says, how about the ozone machine to remove odors? I did that. I had a Mac that I put somebody in, and they had a pet cat in there for a while, and he didn't like the odor when I got it back. So that I borrowed one of those ozone machines from somebody I knew, put it in there. It kind of took the odor away for a while, and the odor that the ozone machine left, I didn't much care for either. They do work. I left it in there for about 6 hours, and it was a one that was designed for a way bigger of a room than what the cab of a truck is. So, um, hold on, I got a driver here. Um, I'm live. Is it important? There you go. We'll see. Goodyear sells RV branded steers. The specs match commercial truck tires, and they're cheaper. Thoughts? If the specs are there, let me see if there's any of them on this here. You said Goodyear. They have a Goodyear steer on here. No, she just put Goodyear drives on here. Hmm. If the specs are, I mean, it's probably the same tire, just with a different name stamped on it. Who knows? They do that. Cheap Freight Hauler says 101 ZL. Okay, that's what I was reading. Pete cents per mile says Pete shows up in your yard and now you want to spend money. Might be a bad influence. Thank you for your help. Yeah, no, anytime, man. Did you get that window figured out? I did. The guy, so cents per mile was here. Well, I never put two and two together till just now. Cents per mile was here. We walked out into the yard, and the driver's side window was shattered in my Toyota car. Hmm. Never really put two and two together. Sorry, beef jerky break for the dog. Oh, she walked away. Never put two and two together till just now. Hmm. But yeah, I took it to the auto glass, and he just called me. It's done, so I got to pick it up today. Cheap Freight Hauler says I got. Ooh, dang it! This stupid YouTube app. You can't put comments on the screen. I hate that. I got low profile 22.5 16 plies for the 101 ZL. Yep, there you go. Sterling says, or Buck Brown Sterling, I'm willing to bet that those have a non-commercial clause written in the bill of sale. Hmm. You have to check into it. Buck Brown says, live dangerously. Wrap the whole rig in double coins. Nobody even sells double coins around me. I know they used to have them at the Loves. I don't even see them there anymore. Got a buddy of mine who had double coin trailer tires on his spread axle reefer, and they actually did really well for a long time. Steering wheel says, Harold uses the hole I cut in the floor like a good foreigner. He's Australian. Oh, I like it. I like it. Chief Freight Hauler says, I've never had good experience with Goodyear steers. Me neither. I used to work years ago at a company that ran nothing but Goodyear tires because the trucks were leased from Penske, and apparently Penske has some kind of deal with Goodyear. And drives or steers, just not a fan. The steers just get eaten up, and the drives, the traction was poor to say the least. And they're expensive. Goodyear tires is expensive. But if you are a Goodyear type fan, let me show you this. Let me show you this right here. I've used this once or twice on a couple super singles. Hold on, I got to cover up any pertinent information here. We'll let you in on a little secret here. What do I got? There we go. JB Hunt. See that? JB Hunt has a Goodyear tire discount, and it's a good one. It's a good one for anybody. Like once you haul a load for JB Hunt, you qualify to use their tire discount, but it's only Goodyear. JB Hunt's a big Goodyear place, but the discounts are good. So if you are the type of person that likes Goodyear tires, uh, get you some of that right there. So I guess that would be the third tire program I would use. I've only used that a couple times because out of necessity. Let's see what else we got here. Cassius King finally in the house. Hey now, must just woke up from his nap or just got done with the morning feeding. Cheap Freight Hauler double coins were the only tires available on new Dorsey flatbeds until a few months ago. Really, an OEM was using double coins. That's odd. FCR Bill Left Bill, whatever that name is. I can't get more than $2 a mile on dry van. Hardly making 6,500 a week. Fleet of 3 looking to exit trucking. What's your thoughts? Um, my thoughts might be wildly unpopular, so know that in advance. But you should be able to make a go of it. $6,500 a week with dry van. That's a decent revenue. I mean, I don't know how many miles you're turning to get 6,500. That could be a very different story. If you're turning 4,500 miles to get $6,500, different story. But that's should be more than enough to cover your fixed costs. I mean, I don't know if did you buy your equipment during the height of COVID and pay $100,000 for a truck with 900,000 miles on it? That's different too. But that's a real good gross weekly gross for a dry van. So then we got to look at the expense side and see if we can get that down. Thinking of making an exit from trucking. I mean, a lot of people have. It's It's not a bad idea. Trucking's the kind of thing you can in and out. Can drive for somebody else. Um, I'm not looking to get out. I think we're in a pretty good situation here. And actually, I'm thinking about looking for another company driver. So I didn't talk about it a lot, but I did. You know, one of my live streams, I don't know, couple of years ago, talked about hire my first company driver, and I did, and I haven't talked about it since. I could not imagine it going any more badly than it did. It went very bad. Um, Probably a few of you know. I couldn't imagine anything worse happening. It put me in a real bad situation and caused some problems that I will deal with for years to come. Could have easily put me out of business um, because the driver chose to do something incredibly stupid. Incredibly stupid. So it took me a while to get over it. I think I'm not over it. I'll never be over it, but I'm ready to move on and maybe give somebody else a chance. And yeah, I think I might put an ad out here locally or something to do another company driver. I don't know. The wife gave me the approval. The equipment is cheap right now, so I'm looking to. I'm not looking to get out. I'm looking to. I guess you could probably say get in deeper. I don't know, but yeah, that's what we're looking for right now. So 6,500 on 4,000 miles. My math is that of a grade school preschool dropout. So let me do some math on that. A buck 62 and a half a mile. Uh, I mean that's not great. Is your operation? You got the fuel efficiency nailed down. Is your equipment cost very low? Um, are those all company drivers where you have incurring that expense? Are they owner operators? I mean, there's potential for a lot of work on that expense side to maybe make it work better for you. But buck 60 mile, 62, we'll call it a buck 63 a mile. That could be very tight for you. I get that. So yeah, maybe it is time, or go out and try to improve that. See if you could reach out and maybe get some of your own customers. Um, which is that's tough right now too. But cheap freight hauler says I've had a good week. It wasn't easy, but good revenue. Yeah, we've been having some good weeks here for about 2 months. It has slowed back down. Obviously, we had that 4th of July rush. It has cooled off a little bit, but we're just, even during that rush, we just continued doing the same things we were doing before the rush and working with these same people and trying to maintain all that. So things will never be all that exciting around here, but we try to keep them very somewhat consistent and do a lot of the same things, and it's held everybody up pretty well. How would you have liked to work at the company my dad was when he needed new steers on the 74 white road boss? He told my dad to go to Sears warehouse on Homan Avenue in Chicago. Yeah, Sears used to do that, man. Sears used to do everything. Yeah. We had a When I was a kid, I remember getting the Sears catalog still, and we had a go-kart that came from Sears. I believe Sears used to sell houses. You could buy a house kit on Sears way back. Or am I thinking of Woolworths? I'm thinking Sears. I'm thinking Sears is right. Cheap Freight Hauler says one load was 4 picks, 3 drops, Bronx, Queens, and Staten Island. Was one of the 3 picks. There you go. Doing that stuff that nobody else wants to do, right? There you have it. Cheap Freight Hauler. Oh, that was you. Buck Brown bought my truck and I'll drive for you. Or am I just, buy my truck and I'll drive for you? Or am I just kidding? Well, I don't know. I guess the world will never know. You live in Florida, though. Man, why don't you just move to Alaska? Just pick northern Montana. Oh, man, I couldn't imagine, being in trucking and living in a really rough freight market. It's tough. I mean, our freight market's been down here, which is unusual, but um, man, there's some bad places to live in trucking. With Both Feet says, I get my tires through the gold program with truckers B2B. There you go. That's a good one. Oh, you just dropped a link to the video. Okay. Cents per mile. So, would you suggest leveraging debt to grow and keeping a rainy day fund, or running debt free and grow slowly with cash paid equipment? I think the better way to do it is the latter. Is remaining debt free and grow slowly with cash paid equipment. I think that is the better way to do it. I've never much cared for debt in my life, but I'm not going to sit here and be hypocritical and say I haven't used debt. I think, you know, there's a debate between debt and bad debt. I think all debt is bad, but um, debt does give you, some options sometimes. I think if you use debt, use it at a very manageable level. I try to stay less than 10% debt to equity, which means if I'm sitting on if I'm buying $1 million worth of equipment, I don't want to be any more than $100,000 in debt, right? Or if I'm $100,000 in equipment, I don't want to be more than 10,000 in debt. It's just the way I like it. I don't want my total debt amount to exceed 1 month in receivables. Okay, so if my 1 month in receivables is $200,000, I don't want to be more than uh, $200,000 in debt. So technically, I guess that's a what 12 at 12 months. What is that? A 12% debt to equity? Is that right? Something like that. Whatever that math is. That's pretty conservative. I think anybody lending money or in the money business would say that's extremely conservative. It's suited me well. I always am way below that, but it gives you the opportunity. If you build up cash reserves, that's awesome. Sometimes they can get depleted. If I see a deal that I want on something, being that I have this line of credit or whatever available, if it works within the numbers, and hey, somebody comes, hey, dealer, my truck guy calls me, hey, I just got this trade in on this truck, and it's a gem. Here's our price. If I like that price, I'm like, I can just tell them, just put that on hold for me. Or if somebody's in distress, hey, I need to sell my 2021 reefer, and it's $20,000 below market because that's what he owes on it. He just needs to get out what he owes. I'm like, that sucks, but damn, that's a deal, right? So everybody's got to weigh that out for themselves. I used to be, I'm not borrowing money at any for any reason, but come to realize it's a tool to be used smartly. And if it's the thing is, part of the reason I set those numbers, 1 month of revenue, is that if, pardon my French, if the world goes to shit, if every driver quit and freight stopped tomorrow, all I have to do is wait for that 1 month of receivables to come in, and it pays off everything. And then I'm just sitting here with a yard full of equipment that's paid for. Don't have to make any payments on it, and I'm good. So that's uh that's my reasoning for it. Could be bullshit, but it is what it is. But given the choice, yeah, debt free is awesome. That's the way I started. So um cheap freight hauler. I used to wait for the Sears Wish book to come every year. Yeah, me too. Me too. Buck Brown says Georgia, actually on the Florida line though. Oh, you live in that Georgia Florida line life? Come on. Justin Axford, as an hourly employee, I quickly realized the easiest and fastest raise was to lower my at-home expenses. It's the same as an owner operator. 6,500 a week is good money if your overhead is extremely low. Yeah, that's the thing. So you can go out. People say, "Oh, you can always go out and make more money." Well, you can only make so much money. It's almost only so much money to be made physically before you just can't anymore. You run out of time or you run out of whatever. You can always work on your expenses. And guess what? You are 100% in control of your own expenses. You may not necessarily be 100% in control of how much you can make. What if your truck is down? Can you go out and make money with a truck that's down? No. But if your truck's down, you can't control the cost on getting it running again, to an extent. So that's something that you're more in control of, is your cost, than you are your revenue, because to a certain extent, well, really on both sides, but more on the income side, other people can dip their fingers in that and try to control that a little bit. Uh, Cents per mile. Does it matter if those receivables are factored or not? Oh, trigger warning. It does. It does. Because if am I gonna pay 3% on every dollar that comes in to be factored? Mm, I submit I am not. What is that annualized? What is that annualized versus having a line of credit at a 8.5%, average monthly balance? It's it's a fraction of what factoring is. So, I understand some people got a factor to start off, but factoring, you really don't want that to be your long-term strategy forever. I understand you can do credit checks. I got better ways to do credit checks that'll offset that factoring fee by hundreds of dollars a month. So yeah, it's real money. Oh, DIY Rooney in the house. Oh man, I wish I could put this up on the screen. Well, at least you're getting a wrench here, DIY Rooney. Uh, you even got a hold of my picture there. Did you ever notice that the one easy payment program never comes back to bite you in the arse? Why one? Why only one easy payment? Why not two really easy payments and then one really difficult payment that'll just bite you in the ass? Why? Why is that? Oh, I love the DIY Rooney. He also says, "Did you ever notice that on unfactored receivables are a great topic on this channel?" We got to Cash and I got to do a show sometime. DIY Rooney and Cash Madden, and just kick things around for about an hour. Cheap Freight Hauler says cash on hand is a great to have. When everything shut down in 2020, I was able to buy a trailer at 60% of similar truck paper postings. Yes, cash is a wonderful life. It's a good way to be. It's a good way to be. What else has been happening? Um, hmm, you know, everything's fraud. Everything in the industry is fraud right now. That's like the number one thing I've been battling here lately is proving you're not a fraudster and dealing with fraud on my own. We have I know some of you also probably have a UPS account where if you're shipping packages and stuff, you say pick this up here, whatever, and you got your card linked to it. UPS account got hacked, and somebody's been shipping packages on it. So there's that. Um, Speedway got hacked, which is somebody I do business with. Um, my Com Data card, which is not my DIY semi fuel card or my other fuel card that we have, that's got somebody hit a card skimmer with that, thousands of dollars worth of fraudulent charges. Um, so yeah, everything's a scam, and you got to be real careful nowadays as a carrier with the fraud thing. This highway, let me tell you right now, I have a friend, a good friend, that he transports, he brokers, he sells different things, and he signed up for highway as a broker, right? And we've been going through that, and he's been teaching me some of the things you would not wrap your mind around the amount of information that they have and what they're doing with it. So if you're a carrier right now, you're gonna get eventually. Well, maybe not if you're just one truck and you don't do, but I buy used equipment. Sometimes we trade equipment in trailers. ELDs move from one truck to another. Standard business things, right? Things that everybody does, and it's making doing business hell because of highway. They are tracking. Now they're big on VIN numbers, right? I recently, not recently, 6 months ago, actually, we got rid of a truck, and that truck is off my ELD system. It's off of my insurance. It's off of everything, not my registration. Well, now that truck is registered under another carrier. Well, they're saying, because that truck is at one time in my fleet that it's I'm a fraudster. I'm a double broker. I'm this and that. And then a couple trucks that I bought were registered to another fleet. So, I got trucks that were with me that one time or another were with somebody else, and they're flagging this all over the damn place. Like we're fraud. We got, I'm double brokering. I'm running other carriers under my authority, which is nothing true of the sort. And they're tracking IP addresses, which is great because let me, we all thought that all these dispatch companies and fraudsters were in India and Pakistan. Moldova. Moldova. Second would be Ukraine. This is where most of this crap is coming from because it tracks their IP. So when he logs in and somebody calls and he looks him up and says, "Oh, you last logged in from Moldova. Go piss up a rope." Or, "Oh, you're in Ukraine right now, logged in." No, I'm not giving you my load. And he can see, the VIN numbers and then the ELD that they're using, and the name on the ELD will be different than the carrier name. Uh, they track email addresses, phone numbers, whether or not your phone number is an IP, or a VoIP, everything, everything. And it's making it kind of difficult to do business. We have a lot of people shoot us down when we're committing no kind of, fraudulent activity. So it's going to get real tough for everybody. So that being said, if you're a carrier, make sure the information on your MCS 150 is correct. Okay. Do not, under any circumstances, change the phone number or email address that is associated with your company. I don't care if you're using a MySpace address from 35 years ago. You do not change it because you will get flagged and people won't do business with you for probably a year, maybe up to that. Okay. So leave everything the same. You make sure your truck count is right and your driver count is right. Your address is right. I wouldn't even change my address unless you have a really good reason. If you're just saying, "Well, I want to have all my business mail sent over here," don't mess with it. Leave it the hell alone and just keep getting your mail there, right? Don't change anything. Don't raise any red flags. Um, well, cheap freight hauler, they can see if you're using a VPN. Believe it or not, that comes up also, and a VoIP for your phone number. So anyway, that's going to be a big problem. So think about when you sign up as a broker, they want you to do a data dump. They want everything in your TMS. They want your do not use list. They want your carrier list. They want all your rate cons. Okay, so now they got all this information to do God knows what with. What can they possibly do with all this information someday? Well, they could become the next freight waves. They could open a brokerage and corner the market on whatever the hell they wanted to corner the market on. Um, they can do theoretically, they could do a lot of things with this information. So, but they're good at selling it. They're good at selling it. They're like, "We'll fix your fraud. We'll fix your fraud," and they might, but by gosh, they're hurting a lot of good people in the process too. So yeah, there's no information that they don't have. So try to maintain the status quo. If you want to keep operating trouble free. But the VIN number thing is what's killing me right now. I've updated my, so I went as far as the call. Here's a tip for you: get with your insurance company. If you have more than one truck, or even if you have one truck, get them to put all your VIN numbers on your insurance certificate. Okay, so that can be verified. Okay, I did once I did that, that helped. Then they can see my inventory. But then you got to remember every time you buy or sell a piece of equipment to have that changed on your certificate. It's not automatically changed on your certificate. So that helped a little bit. Then I got an updated inventory. But yeah, the less changes you can make, the better. Um, so where we at? Where did I leave off here? Cheap freight hauler, cash. Okay, cash on hand. Daryl Worth in the house. I'm waiting for a new clutch and transmission, 10-speed auto, $15,000. Damn it, boy. Woo! We need to go. We need to go fund me for Daryl Worth. No fear trucking, LMAO, Sterling Wheel. Do you know where I can payday loan my UBI? I also have multiple titles on a '98 Crown Vic. Oh, uh, call JG Wentworth, 877 cash now. They'll hook you up. No fear trucking. My card got hit. Yeah. I my debit card, you get those text message notifications. My debit card has been hit several times. Um, just about everything. This is stupid. You know what? And it's intentional. There's an end game in mind here. There's an end game. Mark my words. I'm gonna we're gonna talk about YouTube doesn't like those things. You can't talk about them. I, all the things going on with the recent. We all know the political stuff going on, but I'm not gonna get into that. But does does everybody just kind of have this feeling of we know what's going on? Like they think we're stupid pushing these stupid narratives, but like we know what's really going on. I kind of feel like people are catching on to the shenanigans going on around them. Cents per mile says booked the load yesterday, and for the first time had the broker ask my ask my last four of my VIN to prevent fraud. Yes, because then what they're going to do is they're going to go and make sure that VIN number. They're going to contact your insurance company and make sure that VIN number is insured under your policy, or check your truck. Your company's got a lot of trucks. I don't imagine they have them all on their certificate, but maybe they do. And have people asking a lot for pictures, which I don't mind providing pictures of the truck or the trailer. They've asked for pictures of the registration cab card, and people are like, screw that. I ain't doing. I don't really mind doing that because I want them to vet me. I've asked brokers like, hey, rather than you trying to vet me every stupid time we pull a load, why don't we just do a deep dive on it here, and you tell me what you want, I'll give it to you, because it it doing that it I don't want these fraudsters in here any more than they do, because they hurt us too. They make it harder for the rest of us to do business. So whatever part we can do to get rid of these jackasses, double brokers and fraudulent stealing loads. I have a family member that works at a large trucking company, and they have had multiple loads stolen, just straight up stolen over the past few months. So it's bad. It's bad. I know, they talk about so many billions of dollars, but it's just like till it happens to you or somebody you know, and you start to see it and deal with it. It's hard to wrap your mind around it. Cheap trailer says just buy new trucks and you won't have that problem. Yeah. I can't be affording that. I have a friend that just ordered. Well, they ordered like 10 new Kenworths, just decked out, pretty much, $220,000 a piece. That is crazy money to me. I just can't even think about that. George Wilson says before my dad took the tractor to Sears, his employer threw the company credit card at him and threw a chair through the window. This was a union company. Okay. Oh, Jackknife TV just stopped by and to say hi. How you doing? Welcome. Just need a VPN to hide your location, your IP location. They're onto that too. They're onto it. Georgia Patriot, we need to get together and work on a class action lawsuit against Highway for torturous interference. Having VoIP is not fraud. I know tons of companies that have Ring Central, which is a VoIP. I've sent uh, two emails to them. I won't say what they've said, but I've threatening is a wrong word. Just proposing such a thing, that it was um, torturous interference, and that they have a duty. Their response was, "We're merely an information provider. We only provide information. What they do with it is their business." And my position was, "Yes, okay, I get that, but if you're providing this information for money, you have a duty to make sure this information is right." And they had a couple things on my profile, and I am fortunate. I am lucky that I'm in a position where I know somebody that can look this up for me and tell me about it. Because otherwise, you will have no way or idea of knowing what is in your profile with Highway. You're not supposed to know. So, he said, "Hey, you got this alert on here," and I got it taken care of. It was wrong. And I told him, said, "You're frauding information on there about me. I think you have a duty to make sure that it's right." But yeah, yeah, I don't disagree. I know a dude who is so upset over this. He's like, he's gathering people to pool resources to sue them. So I'll lend support to that, but I don't know about money at this point. I'm still in the learning process here about these guys, but man, I just learn something new about them all the time, and it's crazy. Come on with it in the house. How you doing, Mister Bill? Says I heart fuel locks. Goat, goat emoji, goat emoticon. Sterling was right. It's an emoticon. We're old here. Thank you. Come on with it. Yeah, use my promo code DIY Semi to save 15% off every order. Just gave a sample of it to cents per mile to try out. Hadn't been using it. See how he likes it. That's super. You got to use that super spray, man. That is one hell of a spray lubricant. Georgia Patriot. I refuse to use a TMS because I used to run a software as a service business, and I know what an unscrupulous vendor can do with your data. Data is everything, man. Notice all these things that are free: Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, YouTube, Google. If you're not paying for it, you're the commodity. Your information is the commodity, and they make untold amounts of money off of information. It's powerful, man. It's not just a cliche saying. Information is everything. So yeah, Lance Calhoun's JFK grassy knoll. Mm, something like that. Chris Howard in the house. What's up, drivers? Not much. Yep, there you go, Georgia Patriot. If it's free, you are the product. You are the product. That's right. That's right. Oh, what else? How long we got here? Hour and 11 minutes. Let me scroll through my emails here. See what I'm missing. I got a couple things I got to get back on, but yeah, it'd been a while here. Wanted to do a live stream. What do I got planned? So what we do? I got to put a starter in a truck. We'll probably do that today, today or tomorrow. Buddy of mine's coming over with that blue Western Star you've seen in a few videos. We're gonna put a starter in that baby. So we'll try to video that, and got to put a window in at my rental property. Family reunion this weekend. What else we got going on? I am way behind in yard work. Just got my quarterly tax stuff done. Um, boy, uh, looking at a hypocrite right here. Said I would never do business in California again. Well, I just spent a couple days here getting a couple trucks set up to go to California and trailers because I have it. Well, for one, I have a driver now that lives there, so it was necessary. And then another one that lives in the Northwest, so it's hard to just kind of avoid that whole part of the country, especially if there's good paying freight. So, yep, I'm a hypocrite. I got a couple trucks set up to go to California now, so we'll be doing. I don't know how much we'll be doing it, but you got to give them options. Can't just pigeonhole them and say you can't do this, can't do that. We need a few options. Uh, George Wilson says, "Do you retire tractor tires to trailer duty?" Ooh, no sir, no sir, not rated. Georgia Patriot. Same goes for factoring companies. They see all your rates, and I guarantee they're selling all of that information. Well, you know, there are two factoring companies that are also brokerages, and I'm not going to name names, but I try not to do business with either one of them because why would if you had all that information, why would you not take the information from your factoring company and turn it over to your brokerage and say, "Oh, here's this freight. Here's a shipper, there's a bill of lading, receiver. Oh, we have this rate confirmation to know what we got to pay the trucks." Maybe you ought to give them a call and see if you can corner that market. Oh, and by the way, the broker also happens to factor with us, so we know what he's getting paid. So you have every missing piece. You have every piece of the puzzle you could possibly want here. Go sell some freight. Do they do that? I mean, would you? Wouldn't you? They're not banks, so there's no regulation against it. Just saying. I don't know. I'm, I'm sure they probably do, and it's not too hard to figure out who those two factoring companies or brokerages are. Cents per mile says I've been using the super spray. My calluses have disappeared. Yeah, rub it on your skin. Non-toxic. Georgia Patriot and one of my brokers emails the rate con to me and copies and they copy highway on all of them so they know everything too. Yeah. All the rate cons go to them. Uh, and you've seen it in the email addresses, so you know that. It's not a conspiracy, folks. It's what's happening. Cheap Freight Hauler says I got my stuff together last month to run Cali. Okay, cool, cool, cool. What a pain. What a pain, though. I suppose I probably should do videos on the process of getting it set up, but it triggers me. It triggers me that you have to freaking do that and pay. You got to pay $30, to California, and then you got to go get this test done. And last guy that did it is $120. Take time out of your day, and then the trailer, jeepers, you got to have your ARB registration and stickers, and then they send you this. Here, I got one right here. Let me hold on a second. Hold up. Got to get these. Uh-oh, what did I? Uh-oh, what did I do with the stickers? Oh boy, hopefully I didn't put them on the wrong one. Mm. Oh, I already put him on his. Oh crap! I put him on his trailer. Is there anybody else's? Well, I guess I gave him away last night. Never mind. Gotta get these other square stickers from California to put on there on the trailers. So yeah, where did I leave off? With both feet, Fuel Ox tip, the 8-ounce bottle with the spout is $1.49 cheaper by the ounce than the 16-ounce bottle before the DIY discount. Just ordered some the other day. There you go. So get it and get the discount. We've been buying the half gallons and then just putting them into smaller bottles. Georgia Patriot says, oh, and they have a fuel card so they know how much your fuel is costing you. That's another reason to use the DIY fuel card. There you go. There you go. Absolutely. I got to get back into promoting that. I've been slacking here lately. Um, so anybody, this goes for anybody with any fuel card anywhere. Okay, not just mine. You got to really start watching for skimmers because we've gotten hit by them. I know other people have gotten hit by them, and I talked to the guys at Ambest about this. That says it's just rampant. So um, we've had to turn some people down even for the prepaid cards. And I said, why would you turn somebody down on a prepaid card? What could you possibly lose? He says, oh, if they have a history of fraud, we can't risk it because here's what they do. And don't any of you do this, or I'll kick you in the nads. They'll take their card and they'll clone it. They'll make another card just like it. It's easy to do. And they'll pull up the two pumps and they'll swipe them two cards at two pumps the same time. So the pump will authorize, the computer will authorize both pumps. They pump their fuel, and at that point, they can't stop them from exceeding their limit. So say they have a $500 limit set, right, or whatever, or $500 loaded onto that card. They could pump $1,200 worth of fuel, and the pump will let them do it. That's happened to me personally twice on my Com Data. Once again, not my fuel card. That's not immune to it just because it's mine. But we do one thing we do have on ours is you can put two-factor authentication on there, and I suggest to anybody, if you're using my fuel card or not. I don't know if everybody has it, but we have the option for two-factor authentication, where when you swipe your card, it'll go through, and then EFS will email or text you a code. I think it's a 4-digit code, and then you type that into the pump to activate the pump. Because then if they clone your card or if they get your card off a card skimmer, if they don't have that multi-factor authentication, they can't turn the pump on. One thing I do recommend if you're using the multi-factor authentication, have them send that code to your email, not text, because some cell phone providers, the SMS doesn't jive, so that code may never show up. So do it by email. Have that code text emails. Gosh, damn words! I can't deal with words today. Have them email that MFA to you, and then you put it in the pump. Okay, that will prevent tons of fraud right there because these card skimmers have gotten so good now you can't see them, you can't detect them. So there's that. And then if you're the truck stops came out a while ago, where you can activate the pump with your rewards card. Uh, don't do that because they're getting hacked. They're much more easily hacked than the fuel card itself. So they can hack your rewards card, get your information, and steal fuel that way. Now that being said, Ambest told me that their rewards card, the Ambucks card, is the only one that is not it does not store information tied to your fuel card. So if you're fueling whoever, whenever, however, then at Ambest, you should have minimized that. And what I've advised everybody to do is, instead of using the card reader at the pump, I know it's a hassle, but go inside and get your pump turned on. That itself, too, will not eliminate the possibility for fraud. It can still happen, but it does substantially reduce it to where if there's a card skimmer on that pump, they ain't going to get it. All right. So, whatever, however you're doing for fuel, um, do those things. Um, because last fall we got hit. I got hit for $4,000 at one fuel stop. I had a driver stop in, was it Ganado, Mississippi, or was it Texas? It was one of the two. I can't remember. And swiped his card. It didn't work for some reason. Put in his thing. It wouldn't turn the pump on something. I think they set it up this way with their thing. But there was a skimmer on there. He left without getting fuel. And the next day there was $4,000 worth of fuel pumped on that card at that station. And I had to fight it. Um, so there was two transactions that were identical, the same exact gallon, same exact dollar amount. So Comdata, we fought it with Comdata. Initially, we got all our money back, but then here, like 2 weeks ago, Comdata came back and said, "Wait a minute, we issued you a duplicate credit. You got two credits for that transaction." I'm like, "No, it was two transactions." So now I got to go back and fight again to get that money refunded to me. So it can be a real pain. And with EFS, you will get your money back. It I don't agree with the whole process that they use for fraud, but I can't do anything about it. It's just like any other credit card or fuel card. There's a process to going through investigating it and then getting the money back. Every time we've gotten the person's money back, sometimes it can take a couple weeks. There's not a lot you can do about that. That's going to be with any fuel card that goes through the clearinghouse process. Just the way it is. But try to do those things to help minimize fraud. I every time I walk my card in now, I won't use this pay at the pump anymore. I've never used it in my personal life for gas, and now I don't use it for the trucking either. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it'll cut down a lot. Uh, are you still doing all reefer? I am. Um, I've had this. Well, I had this conversation with cents per mile, so he knows about adding on some people, and if they wanted to do dry van. Um, Unfortunately, all my efforts have gone into reefer and reefer freight. We'd be starting from scratch for van. But if there's somebody, like the Jeff Like model that wants to do self dispatch, I'm open to that. I'm open to whatever. I'm not open to you wanting to do flatbed or oversize and not having any experience. This isn't the place you're going to learn that. I've done it, did it for 7 years. I can teach you some of that, but I also understand the danger in it and what the things that can happen for complacency and stuff. And I don't want any beginning flatbed or beginner, oversized stuff like that because I can't afford that exposure. But yeah, van, it's something that I am open to. I would be open to you know purchasing or whatever, renting, leasing, however it works, a van. If somebody wanted to do that, I would. My efforts probably wouldn't be much different than yours. So I would put them on a self dispatch thing, and then like the reefer over time, you develop lanes and contacts and people and hopefully freight, whatever. Um, so yeah, but for the moment, I did. I forgot about this. I got a new customer type deal in Texas. I won't say what type of freight because I don't want to give it away, but it's a giant company, and I got to give credit. It wasn't 100% me. This was some of it was the efforts of one of the drivers. knew somebody that worked at this place and said, "Hey, I live down here. Can I get hauling some of this stuff for you?" And then he handed it off to me, and I've been talking to the guy down there. We've struck out quite a few times trying to book a load, but I just successfully booked their first load. It picks up on Monday in Texas and goes to New Jersey. I'm not giving any more information on it than that. But so hopefully that turns into a good relationship there. Uh, I'm excited about that. And it was a good rate for sure. Somebody tell me now. This is not pie in the sky. Just tell me actual and all reality, what you would expect. Let's say, let's pick a nearby town. We'll say San Antonio, Austin, Dallas is a different market. What would you expect for a rate per mile, all in, for a van from Texas to Jersey? Because like I said, I'm a little out of touch with the dry, um, and then this is direct, and then um, yeah. Now I'm asking actually what you would get, not what you think you should get. Tell me what kind of rates you get on that lane dry, not what you think or not what it ought to pay. Only if you've done that lane. I'm curious because I want to kind of know where we stand to see, um, measure up. Let's see. Lance Calhoun says my toll system is prepaid, but charges me when it gets low below a certain level. Fuel should do that. Um, so Lance, we do so you can kind of do it that way. We have it's for the fuel card. I'm just telling you, we have three options. One is a credit account, which has become increasingly harder to get because of all the fraud. The second is prepaid, where you upload money, you spend that money, and upload more money. And then the third option is a cash secured. You guys familiar with a cash secured credit card that you usually give them to people who have poor credit to help build their credit? So what it is, you put a deposit. Say you want a Mastercard with $1,000 limit. You would put $1,000. You send $1,000 in Mastercard, and they hold that in an account, and then they give you your credit line to equal to that $1,000. So then you know they're secured, they're safe, they got their $1,000 no matter what you do. And then when that as you use it, they charge you, replenish that money. It kind of so it's similar, yeah. Um, that would be if I wasn't doing the credit account, that would be my preferred. I would prefer that over the prepaid. Because I don't want to be uploading money all the time. There's fees with that, your bank charges, whatever. And I like that cash secured system there. What are we doing here? With both feet, yes, I use the dynamic code in the DIY semi app. Awesome. I have it set up for myself, but I still uh, mostly take my card inside there. Georgia Patriot skimming question: are they getting the truck number and the driver number somehow too? My card requires both to be entered. They get everything, man. Whatever you set up as a control for that card: driver number, truck number, driver's license, date of birth, whatever. That skimmer can grab. Once you have put your card in, you type it in. That skimmer will grab it, whatever you put in there. So, um, yeah, maybe maybe every once in a while you want to change that information. There's an idea. Maybe once a week you want to go in your card control app and change your truck number or your driver ID or something. And they can only go back so far. That might be. I didn't think of that. That might be something to do. It'd be a real pain. You have to write it down and remember. With both feet, mine works on text just fine. Okay. Best pass is my toll system. Yeah, pre-pass. I had pre-pass elite. That would work that way too. Now I just got the right now I just use the iPass from Illinois, and it does that when your balance gets low. I have mine set to replenish it. $200. I need cheap freight hauler says I need to be added to your price emails. Okay, well just email me and so I'll have your thing there, and we'll set you up. DIY Rooney, did you ever notice that it would be better to sell your reefers and get flatbeds? Yeah, then find experienced flatbed drivers, right? Sterling Wheels says a siphon hose is completely immune to the scamming. Oh, but it is in itself scamming. Oh, look at Doggy here. Say hi, Lena. Lena, say hi. What you need? You need some jerky? All right, here you go. There you go, dog. Uh, with both feet says Sterling wheel with the redneck credit card. There you go. Cheap freight hauler, DIY Rooney. I've got 60% off market value for guys that used reefers. Oh, nice. Lance Calhoun says West Arkansas to PA to $3. Okay, Arkansas, a little different. $3 or 3,000. That's a slightly different market, but it's close. I appreciate that. Stanza Transport. I advise anyone going to Mexico in the next couple of weeks to cancel. U.S. captured one of the big cartel heads, and shit's gonna pop off south of the border. Ooh, yeah, that won't go without consequence. Tell you what. Cheap freight hauler, Texas to New Jersey, no less than 472 a mile plus tolls. Oh, come on. Georgia Patriot, dry into Texas out of Georgia is horrible. Down around $1 a mile because of all the illegal drivers that aren't supposed to be picking up and dropping within the U.S. Yeah, we've hold on, this might be one of them. Let me 1 second. Hello, this is Adam. Good. Oh, yeah. I'm in the middle of a meeting. Could we schedule a time to talk about this? Um, how about could you call me back in like an hour? Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, bye. All right, that wasn't who I hoped it was. I've been getting a ton of those calls here lately, and I thought we'd have a little fun here. But that was actually uh, vice president of a major truck stop chain wanting to talk about some billing stuff and see about doing some business. So I wasn't expecting that, and I don't know where they got my number because I never called them. So we'll have that conversation here in about an hour. All right, now I'm excited. A chance to test that new sales training I got. Right. Chris Howard, 2,800 to 3,300. Okay, that's I'm almost dead center. No, I'm above dead center of that. Okay, so oh, $1.92 a mile is what I got that lane for, which I thought that was pretty decent for dry coming out of there. Um, and it's a jumping off point. Maybe things change, and then there'll be some other lanes too, kind of randomly. What our entry point was, hey, when I get a truck down there, I let you know, and we load them and we kind of go wherever it makes sense. That was kind of our get in. So seems to be okay. Georgia Patriot, the fuel card lets you set up different things to ask to authorize at the pump. You might be able to add and occasionally change a pin. Yeah, there you go. That dynamic pin from the multi-factor authentication is different every single time. So it's a random number. So that's cool. Yeah, incidentally, hit the like button for me if you wouldn't mind. Appreciate that. Stanza Transport says hopefully it's loves. What are you doing here, Stanza Transport? What are you doing? Yeah, I tell you what, it's interesting the people I talk to anymore. Um, it's all a learning experience. Here we go. Just got an email from a semi trailer rental and leasing summer specials. Let's see what they got. TSTL Inc. From where the hell are they? Is that a one out of Des Moines? Oh, Pennsylvania, Hubbard, Ohio, Cincinnati, Lancaster, PA, Pittsburgh, PA. They do daily. They do a daily rate. Brandy new 53-foot reefers, flat and duct floor available now. Starting at, which is probably nowhere near what they're going to hit you with, $49 a day plus mileage plus unit hour charge, 2-week minimum. Let's see what that is. 49 times 30. Woo! Damn it! A base rate of 14.70 a month, and then they're going to hit you. I don't know, probably what 8 cents a mile. So let's do some math here. 14.70 Say let's just I don't know, 9,000 miles for the month. At 8 cents is 7.20. Usually the hour charges on something like that is 2.25 an hour. Let's say you do oh 10 hours a day. That's 300 hours a month, which is probably going to be, yeah, probably right about that. 300 times 2.25, 675. So plus 720 for mileage, plus 1470, 2865 a month to rent you a brand new reefer. Damn it, that's expensive. I was thinking the two reefers I was thinking about trading in or selling. I'm like, well, why don't I just freaking lease them out? Is there a market for that? I know there is, but like, how do you find somebody? I don't know. Uh, Scott Rolla in the house. Afternoon y'all. DIY rocks. DIY Rooney rocks. I suck. Chief Freight Hauler, work on your golf game. My old boss used to say more fuel is sold on the golf course than anywhere else. It is, but ever since the incident, I'm not allowed on a golf course or incidentally within like 1,000 feet of a school or a church or a daycare. Rules, right? Crazy people. Uh, no, it is. Most things are sold at the golf course or at the tavern or whatever. So they got 48 and 53-foot aluminum flatbeds starting at $30 a day. 35-ton and 55-ton low boys, $100 a day. Damn. 48 and 53-foot flatbeds that are not aluminum, closed tandem sliding axles, $20 a day. That ain't bad. I don't think that's too starting at, if you want something with lights and tires, it's probably double that. Here we go. 53-foot dry vans starting at $13 per day plus mileage with a 1 week minimum. What's that? 13 times 30. That's 390 a month. That's reasonable. Let's say 9,000. Uh, I don't know. Probably I'm guessing around 8 cents a mile, 720. So you're at like $1,100 a month to rent a brand new dry van. If it was short term, that isn't bad. That's I think that's less than you'll pay probably for an extra lease. I would bet for something brand new. Oh, they're Vanguard, which it's new, so I'd want to get rid of it before it got any age on it. And I don't know if they're air ride or not. Yeah, that's if I was doing like a trial thing, if somebody wanted to try it out and say I want to do a van, I'd probably do something like that for 2 3 months, make sure they're going to make it, make sure it worked, and then before I committed to buying everything, preserve some capital too. Um, cheap freight hauler, okay. Maybe need to start a trailer rental business. Here's the thing. It's funny you say that. I told my wife, I says the next business is I'm like Lone Mountain exists, Wasatch Leasing exists, Schneider Finance exists. Uh, why not do that? I'm like, but I'm not gonna do. I don't think I'll do trucks. I'll probably do trailers. I'm like, the next business is a trailer leasing business. I can do that, and you know, well, you'd be too busy to do any maintenance, or whatever. But I'm like, the next business will be trailer leasing. She's like, You're starting one more business. You're giving up one of them that you already do." I'm like, which one of that is going to be? But I don't know. If I started that, I might be able to bring her, into the fold full time. I don't know. But no, I've thought a great deal about that on a serious level. I would do that on a very serious level. There's you got that one down in Chicago. Was that called Atlas? There's there, and then over in La Crosse, Wisconsin, you got Fleet XL. They're perpetually out of trailers, and I wouldn't think that there would be that many people trying to lease or rent trailers, but apparently, it's a thing. Um, so I if there's a need, somebody's going to fill that need. Why not? Why not me? I don't know. I think I already got a contract I could use for that. I don't know. What do y'all think? Chief rate hauler. Last year, I was paying 11.50 a month to rent a 53-foot combo on 6-month lease, 12.50 month to month. That's not bad. That's not bad. Was there especially if there was no mileage with that? It's not bad at all. I mean, you could you own it for that? Not probably not brand new. Not brand new. Sterling wheel. A tractor isn't a golf cart. Mm. Hashtag facts. Oh, Benedetto in the house. Big fraud broker in the house. Check out the scene behind me there, Benedetto. See what that box is? See what that? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Just saying. Just saying. Italian cookies. Mmm. Yummy. Uh, how come your name is? Oh, I got it. I get it. Um, what else we got going on here? Oh, the Mac. So I got the infamous 2015 Mac is for sale. The guy that was in it most recently just upgraded to a newer-ish Cascadia. You know, that's just been a great starter truck, man. It really has for give people an opportunity for not a lot of money. And I was having a debate. Do I want to keep it and put a driver in it? Do I want to sell it? And I'm like, well, I think it's just time to sell it. Like it's served its purpose. So I put that for sale. And a guy came and looked at it yesterday, and he's like, well, I see 2020 Cascadias, the Walmart trucks online for less than $20,000 with 400,000 miles. I'm like, that don't sound right. I said, have you seen that? You tell me where, because I'm gonna go buy 10 of them today. And then I got online and looking. I'm like, no, um, I don't know. It needs the air conditioning fixed, and it's got a crack in the windshield. Is what it needs. Um, and then an EGR valve cleaning. Those are the things it needs. But I priced it cheap, put it on Facebook. I'm not trying to sell it here. Just saying, it's gonna it's gonna go get a new home for somebody. And if I can't sell it, I don't know, I thought about sending it to auction. I contacted one of those exporter guys, and he's like, "I'll give you 5 grand for it." I'm like, the APU on it's worth 5 grand. Well, not quite, but uh, it's got $800 worth of fuel in it, or whatever. Like I'm not taking 5 grand for it. That's stupid. It's a road ready truck, other than those couple issues. And then I'm like, well, maybe I'll sell it to auction. I'm like, well, first I'll try Facebook. So I might sell it. I might send it to auction. I don't know. But then again, I'm like, well, maybe I fix it and find a driver that wants to be an owner operator in the worst way, but has like broke dick, no money. Be another good entry point. But then I'm like, well, if he's broke, it's an older truck. He's got no money to fix it. I'll be fronting those bills all the time. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to sell it. And the newer, trucks are so cheap. Like you can get a truck on it, 400,000 miles, 380,000 miles for 33 grand. They're just cheap. They're just cheap. Scott says we got a bunch of 18 and 19 utility and Great Dane reefers for sale at Frey Miller. Ooh, they got good trailers. They got good trailers. I I love a Great Dane reefer. I'll tell you that. But man, I don't see a ton of them for sale. There's some fleets that trade them, like Holland up in Fargo. They got Great Danes that they trade and sell. I had one of those. Great trailer. Great trailer. I like a utility too, but I love a Great Dane. And you look on truck paper, there's way more utilities for sale than there is Great Danes. So usually when I'm looking for them, I can't find one. And I'm not, as much as I like them, I'm not paying $7,000 more for a Dane than the same thing in a utility. Now you can have that debate if it's worth it, because Great Dane's a good trailer. It very well may be, but like limited funding and having to buy so much crap all the time, like gotta put a little thought into that. Benedetto says, "Fine Italian sugar bombs." You damn right. You damn right. I'll bust into that coffee. It's got a make your own espresso thing. like they do. All everything in there's from Italy, and it's one of those. It's a pot how they make their own espresso, and then give me some grounds. I'll bust into that. Cheap freight hauler says no mileage charge, but there was $32 per 30-second for tire wear. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. Chris Howard says how much? How much are them trailers there? Scott Heartland Truck Sales at Oklahoma City is Frey Miller. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Lance Calhoun says, "Is Craigslist not a good place to sell anymore? Sold my truck on there the first day. It's in Mexico now. I don't know. To tell you the truth, I think me not being friggin' literate in social media, I've been told that everything's on Facebook now. So I don't even have personally. I don't have a Facebook for my person. I have one for the DIY thing. Incidentally, check it out. Friend me. However, whatever the hell you say. Uh, click it. Friend me. Is that a thing? Um, I used to check Craig's. I mean, let's be honest. Who goes on Craigslist anymore? Since there ain't no ladies on there, right? No. Um, I'll check Craigslist. I think I put a what did I sell on there one time? Some tires. I put some tires on there one time, and they charged for an ad. So I don't know. Do they still do that? Um, a mocha pot. Okay, that espresso is called thing's called a mocha pot. Okay. Chris Howard says no for the Mac. No, I should not keep it. No, I shouldn't sell it. No, I shouldn't burn it to the ground for the insurance money. I don't know. I think I took the insurance off it to tell you the truth. Cents per mile says about to do a 68 in Virginia. Got burned on my weekend load. Oh, damn it, boy. I don't know. 68-hour break. I might just be inclined to start heading her back, unless you got a load a line on a load out there. Cheap freight hauler says do a video and post it to TikTok. I kind of gave up on my TikTok. I still have it. I didn't close it down, but I can do that. Guy came yesterday, test drove it. He had a hard time getting in and out of it. I think he wanted it for like $900 or something. I'm like, nah, it's ain't gonna happen. Does that Mac come with a clean towel? I could throw one in. Oh, how much for the Mac? Let me see what I got it posted for. I have some room on it, but you know how like you put something for sale, and somebody's like, "I'll give you $10 for it." You have it posted for $500. I'll give you $10 sight unseen. You gotta leave yourself. I posted it originally for 15, and I lowered it to 14. I'm not trying to make money off it. I'm just trying to get rid of it, but I got a little wiggle room there. 730,000 miles. It needs what does it need? Air conditioning. I think it needs an AC compressor. The AC stopped working like 2 days before we parked it, and it never has had a compressor. So I assume it needs a compressor. Haven't even diagnosed it. Don't care for what I'm selling it for. I'm not looking at fixing things. The passenger side windshield is cracked. Um, EGR. I can show you. I have the code on my phone. EGR valve insufficient flow, which means it's dirty. Needs to be. You can either clean it or replace it. The replacement part is $1,400. It doesn't need to have a computer. He said just put it through a regen. Incidentally, I got a OTR tool kit I'd throw in with it. Uh, you could do your own regens. The steering wheel, the tilt, the cable is worn out. It needs a cable. That's a $60 cable, and I got a video how to fix it. And then that was the truck I showed those hoses underneath the support broken. They were laying on the axle, but I'll tie them up. Not a big deal. That's what it needs. What has it had done? It's had injectors and cups. It has a brand new turbo. It, you can chronicle it all on. It's all been on YouTube. Uh, it had a clutch a year and a half ago, something like that. Tires are drive tires are 40%, something like that. It's got wheel covers, it's got air tabs, it had a radiator put in it. Um, it's the M12 M drive Mac M drive. Uh, I don't know. I could make a list. At any rate, uh, I'm pricing it to sell it, and you know, not trying, just trying to send it down the road. Seems like Craigslist did charge me a little bit, but doesn't that get rid of riffraff? Good point. Good point. I just don't know if do people go on there anymore. I don't know. Do they have a counter there that says how many people clicked on your ad? I don't know. With both feet, when Craigslist started charging $25 per ad, at least the vehicles and help wanted ads, and Facebook doesn't charge, volume gone. Okay. Military load Monday going to Fort McCoy. Okay. Well, that's probably worth waiting for then. Scott Rollo, no clue on price. I am a trashy company driver. I bet you're a company driver making a ton of money too. Carrier units most have 75-gallon tank. Ooh, that's a good setup. I love a carrier unit and I love a 75-gallon tank. One of them, one of the ones we got was a Martin trailer, which incidentally, don't ever buy a Martin trailer. They're used. Uh, it had 100 gas fuel tank. Amaria says, "Did you say French me or friend me?" Hey, at this point, whatever gets you on my Facebook page. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Paul Harris, how about eBay auction with a reserve? Ooh, I didn't think of that. I must be one of the 10 people in the world left that still buy stuff off of eBay. I much prefer to. A lot of times, I find a better deal on eBay than on Amazon. MP8 is a good motor. It is a good motor. It uses no oil and shows no sign of needing really anything for the motor. One second, I got to check my emails here. Got to monitor all this. Okay, sign this rate confirmation. I can do that while I'm talking to y'all. Ooh, that's a good one. We like that load. All right, where's my other load? Supposed to get 2 loads there. Pal, pal, he'll send it. Hmm, okay. How about eBay auction? MP8 is a good motor. So yeah, and I can't get my dash cam out the damn window. Man, is that thing stuck on there? I'm afraid I'm going to break the damn window trying to get it out. I'm gonna have to get a putty knife behind it or something. But it's got that Dale's APU on it. I don't know that Dale's APU. When we first got them, I said, you know what? That's a good APU. The installation was shoddy to say the least. I will say that you know, running hoses all over the place with no loom on them, no zip ties, no shut off valves, and then putting an inverter in and running just drilling a hole in the floor and running the cables up through the floor with no grommets around them. So you got a 6 gauge wire running through a metal floor with a sharp edge with no conduit, no grommet around it. I'm like, oh, that's no quicker way to burn your truck down, right? So we put some grommets in there and just not and then stretch the cable. This couldn't be stretched any tighter. I'm like, let there be a little freaking give here, folks. The cab's gonna bounce. Leave some give there. But I wasn't impressed with the installation. And now, you know, APUs still work. One of them the truck got totaled, but the other one's still running. It's on that Mac. But that's my review of that. I think they were at the time like $6,300 or something. DIY Rooney says, "Did you ever notice that since Sterling put 342 ads for a Crown Vic parts only with lost title, that Craigslist ads went to crap?" Oh, 342 ads. Is that Crown Vic a police cruiser, Sterling? We used to have one of those. Man, was that thing a screamer. She was a screamer. Yeah, that's what she said. Josh the vegan in the house. Thanks for coming in. Cents per mile says, "Tell me more about these bouncing cabs. Wouldn't you like to know? You damn prevert. You prevert." Incidentally, check out Cents Per Mile's channel. He's got a. It's gonna be the next big channel because he's got a great big fancy hood truck with snazzy lights. Uh, those lights that change colors and stuff. One second, I gotta type this in here. 021130. There we go. Josh Vegan says, if the cab is a bouncing, leave me alone. Absolutely. How does Fuelox perform in Oregon? They haven't done a concert yet there, so I don't know that they've performed there. I got 'em out. Lance Calhoun, how much does DIY charge for batteries? Cents per mile. You go ahead and answer that question. Deal of the century, I say. It was a steal. Attached. We're sending back a rate con. Send it to the driver. Of course, you know, you'll notice that took me a little bit longer to sign that rate con because I had to skim a little bit off the top before I send it to the driver. Come on. Or, in this case, a lot off the top because it's going to who. You all know who it's going to. Uh Scott Rolla, I have thought of leaving, but I work for good people and been here years. Same dispatcher. Let me tell you what, man. That's better than money. Money. People all the time jumping jobs for another penny a mile, 2 pennies a mile. If you find a place where you can be happy and content, work there for 30 years, make a good living of it, that's what you're looking for right there. Stay there. Don't leave. No reason to leave. You're making good money and you like it. You go somewhere else, you might make more money and you might freaking hate your life. Cents per mile says them batteries cost them all of it, son. No, what did we get? $83 a battery, and he somehow managed to finagle free installation out of it. TJ Bull of the Woods, what's the fuel program you run called? It's the DIY semi fuel card. The the application's in the pinned comment, but you can find more about it on my website. I got all the videos talking about it there. And anything you need to know, just hit me up, email, or what have you. Josh Vegan, where is a good place to buy parts for carrier APU? I need a water pump. Thermo byproducts. Either at your local carrier dealer or Thermo byproducts. THERMOBY products.com. They got pretty much everything for reefers and APUs that you could possibly need at fair prices. I'd say fair prices. I don't remember what their shipping costs are. It's been a while since I ordered from there because I opened an account at my local carrier and Thermo King dealers, and the pricing they're giving me now, because when you start to buy in a little bit of volume, they'll give you preferred pricing, and it just doesn't pay to order that stuff online anymore for the most part. Just like my local Mac dealer, they're like the batteries. I mean, they just give me great prices on a lot of things. Cheap Freight Hauler says you got to sit in his Peter, so installation should have been for free. It was free installation, but I wouldn't go inside. Hold on, somebody's knocking on my door. Come on in. We got company, folks. We got company. The Western Star has arrived. We're gonna go do a starter. So, what'd you bring me? Oh, gifts aplenty. I'm live on YouTube right now. Let me snatch that from you. Look at that ugly character. Nectar of the Gods right here. We gotta sample this thing. What else you get? A1? Oh, you got U1. Okay. With both feet, thank you. Posted the website. Yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm pretty transparent. If you want to see pricing ahead of time, I'll put you on the daily list. Having a trouble with the Speedway file right now because of the Microsoft hack, but we'll have it back here. Over the weekend, I had a problem with them all because just everything's just messed up. But we're getting them back. I got 2 out of the 3 back, so I'll have them out again. He got nervous. He wouldn't come inside no matter how much candy I offered. Well, It's because that candy in your truck smelled like shrimp. I don't know what the hell that's all about. All your dirty socks on the floor smelling like shrimp. That was gross. Mm. All right. I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I got company. We got to get to work here. Got to go take my trusty rusty camera here, my Canon Sony. Let's see, I lied to you already. And go put a starter in a truck, and then fix an exhaust, and then put a window in a house, and mow grass, and what else we got to do? We got to do anything else on your truck? Oh, is my package outside? Was my package outside? I was hoping it would come while I was live. I ordered a new toy yesterday, and I was hoping it would come when I was live so I could do an unboxing live. Everybody loves an unboxing. So I've been thinking for years about, you ever been to like a speedway and you say, "Hey, test my batteries," and they get their big old handheld battery tester out with a the thermal printer, and uh, test everything. I've been wanting one of those, except for they're like $600 for a commercial grade one, or more. If you want the Snap On or Matco or whatever, it's probably $1,000 or more. And I've been doing so many freaking batteries lately because it's that time of year. Because why wouldn't it be? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get one of these instead. I may be throwing away some good batteries here. So I ordered one yesterday. It's a Mac. Was it a Mac Don? Top Don. It's got really good reviews and it does everything it's not there. No, does everything the other ones do. And I'm gonna try it out. Um, I'm so excited to get it, but we're not gonna do a live unboxing today, apparently. Josh the Vegan says, "You doing the starter in a live?" We're not, because we couldn't edit out all the cussing, and I'll probably drop it on my face and break my nose. What? Use the new one. Use the new one. What? Oh, camera. Oh, shoot! I haven't even taken that out of the package yet. It's still in the truck. I got a new camera. I gotta get going here. Chief Freight Hauler should have a phone call coming soon. Okay, I got. Oh yeah, that truck stop's gonna call me back. Shoot, was that him? I got my phone on vibrate. It was not him, but I missed a spam that could have been enjoyable. Let me turn my ringer back on here. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk. Okay, everybody, take care. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming in. Try not to let it be so long next time. How do I end this? I forgot how to end this damn thing. Here we go.